Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell, so you're notified when new videos drop. This is like a fun little story, a fun little throwaway story. Boise from Only Fools and Horses, otherwise known as Scooby. Quite fancy being Doctor Who. I saw this this story. I'm like, well, that's funny. Nobody's spoken about this. This sounds reasonably interesting. So we're going to be looking at the story. Again, it's a little throwaway one, but he's got a lot of connection to Doctor Who, this guy. And it's an interesting thing about. So I thought I'll make a wee little video about it, put it out for your delight. And what's the word I'm looking for? Delectation. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'll be fan-freaking-tastic. Thank you very much. Can you hit the share button? Also very, very good. Can you hit that subscribe button? That's the one I really want you to press, because I don't know why. Vanity. Yeah, could you help me out with a bit of vanity? One of those 7 deadly sins. You know why they're sins? Because they're super fun. Like, share, subscribe. You want to be super nice? Go check out my Indiegogo. 2 awesome graphic novels right here. Whoop, right there. We got biblical Bible stories of atheist creators, rationalists and rogue. 220 pages long. I wrote and drew this, and I'm going to give you a fair, balanced review. It's freaking brilliant. So we got that, and we got this one which I wrote called The Imperium, 105 pages long, a love letter to telefancy of the 1960s. James Bond, Doctor Who, Emma Pill, Black Slap from 2001, The Prisoner, Monkey in the Spacesuit, bit of Thunderbirds, everything that anybody could really want out of life. So like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Let's look at this story. So this is from mylondon.news. Okay, so that's the first place to go to news. See, I'm going to give you a a tip. I'm going to give you a tip. If you want to have a Doctor Who news channel in an era where they're making terrible Doctor Who and the person making it doesn't want to do any publicity whatsoever, how do you run a Doctor Who channel then? How do you find content to make out of a Doctor Who channel? Well, this is what you do. You go to Google and you type in the word Doctor space Who and you press search. So down here comes the clever bit. Click news, boom, this one came right up. Fine, Only Fools and Horses star who desperately wanted to be Doctor Who and wrote letters to the BBC. Really? I wonder what era. He would have been interesting, right? I mean, honestly, I would have taken him in 2017, quite frankly. So, what's the name of the actor? Before we go, we do go forward though. Let's have a look at over here to show you his connection to Doctor Who. He was in this story, as Tom Baker's already, The Trouble with Drax, which is actually a particularly good story. I really enjoyed this. Drax is, of course, the Cockney Time Lord from, what was it, Key to Time season? No, yeah, it was a Key to Time season. So John Challis, this is a mild spoiler for this, is another incarnation. There are many incarnations. It's a fun story, but he played this, he played Scooby in Caesar Doom. An interesting choice for Doctor Who, but let's find out more about this. The Only Fools and Horses legend, John Challis, desperately wanted to play the lead role in Doctor Who, it turns out. The 78-year-old actor admitted the Doctor was one of his dream roles, and he even wrote letters to the producer asking him to have a shot at the gig. When would that have been? That would have been, I reckon that must be before Only Fools and Horses. That's early 80s. So I'm surprised he didn't get a nod after Peter Davison, right? Because I can see him going. He's like a reaction against Peter Davison, which is what John Nathan Turner did with his, when he hired a new Doctor. But I think he just saw Colin Baker and he was like friends with Colin Baker or something like that. No, Colin Baker got the role because he had a party. And Colin Baker was there, and he was very good at entertaining everybody at the party, right? John Challis, you were at the wrong party, mate. That's what happened. I wonder why they didn't put him up for it, though. Especially when it came to cast Sylvester McCoy. Probably he might have done a better job. The reason they screen tested other actors along with Sylvester McCoy is because John Nathan wanted Sylvester McCoy, and he wanted to show him look good. They had all the other actors, they weren't bad. They were just wrong for the role. But they wanted him to be, what's he called again? The guy Sylvester McCoy used to work for. I always forget his name. Whenever I'm making a video, whenever I want to mention him, I always forget his name. If you want a genre reference, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the story of the Blue Carbuncle, a nice Christmassy story. He plays the footman. And I tell you, he looks exactly like the footman from the Sidney Pager illustration from the original one about 100 years earlier. I mean, like, exactly like him. The Adventure of the TARDIS might be a million miles away from Boise days in Marlene's boudoir, but John was convinced he'll make a good Time Lord. Yeah, Scobie and Boise are essentially the same character, right? Boise and Scobie made good, right? And he made some money, but they're essentially, I guess that he played heavies, right? So that's why he played Scobie. That's not to say John hasn't appeared in the show. In 1976, he plays Scorby, not Scobie, I'm saying it wrong. Scorby, a ruthless mercenary who terrorized Tom Baker. He didn't terrorize him. He was a heavy for 3 episodes. In the fourth incarnation of the Doctor in the series 13. In series 13, the episode was called Seas of Doom. .y. What? That's just a bad piece of editing there. God, wouldn't you like? What would you give for that to be the season 13 coming up? Oh man, that would be much better, wouldn't it? John said, "I've always fancied playing the Doctor because I have always wanted to play larger than life characters." Well, that's fair. I mean, Boise is a larger than life character, and I've always seen the Doctor as an older person, maybe as an older white man. So listen, mate, I'm sorry, the world's gone crazy. You are now verboten from playing the Doctor because you're a white man. Because I know it's weird. But that's the world we live in. I've written 2 or 3 letters over the years. Please tell me when. When I've known they were going to change the Doctor. Saying, how about this old face? I'll have a go. I'll do it. That worked for Tom Baker. He wrote a letter to head of drama? Who was it? Sid Sutton, I think, saying, I really should have a job. And Sid's like, yeah, okay. How about being Doctor Who? He was like, yeah, right, that works. I'll have a go. I'll do this. I'll do that. What do you think? Despite his pestering, John admitted there hasn't been much reaction from BBC bosses. When Jodie Whittaker took over the role from Peter Capaldi in 2017, John expressed skepticism at the choice of a female actor. Oh, John, you just gone up in my estimation. Listen, I have to tell you, I was on board. I was wrong. But yeah, listen, you seem to have an incredible understanding of the role, which makes me want you to do it much, much more. Something slightly worried me. It didn't sit well with it. Yeah, I was the same way. Like when the reveal, she pulled off her hood, I was like, oh, is this just pandering identity politics? And you know me, I said, no, not at all. This is going to be great. This is going to be stunning. This is going to be... No, I didn't say something great, but I thought, why not? I'm open to new things. I didn't know they were going to also make it unwatchably bad at the same time. Whatever the fashionable term is about it, I just saw the Doctor as Mel. I guess I do now. It's the same with James Bond. I have just grown up with him. Now, James Bond is much more of a white male character than the Doctor, in my opinion. I mean, I think it's just core to James Bond being a white male. Base of his character is he's a very damaged person from extreme privilege, as being from an old British family, a very ancient British family, which means you're white, universally white, and he's got to be male because he's a misogynist, and like he really is, right? That's part of the character. That's like a temple part of the character. He admitted, however, that the show does hold up with Jodie at the helm. What do you base that on? Because you still want to work in society. I am very old, so sure, I'm prejudiced. I came from a different age, he says. The world is a different place now. Well, when did he admit that? That doesn't say he's admitting it. That sounds like he's saying, maybe I'm just crazy. Listen. Everybody who dismissed her out of hand turned out to be right. That's how bad she is. She was just awful. Listen, would I like the Boise Doctor Who? I think the time would have been Colin Baker or Sylvester McCoy. I prefer Sylvester McCoy. Although Sylvester McCoy I preferred really because of Andrew Cartmel, and that was only from season 25 onwards. Maybe he would have done the same thing with John Challis. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I did like Sylvester McCoy's performance. Would he have fared better than Colin Baker? Probably, yeah. I don't know. I think it's it was a coat that really killed Colin Baker. Really, in the eyes of the Normans, they're like, oh, what is up with that? And Peter Davison, yeah, no, he wouldn't have been cast instead of Peter Davison again, because John Nathan Turner likes to have, go from opposites, go for like this look like this, let's change it up. So there you go. John Challis wanted to be the Doctor. Listen, do I want to be the Doctor? I want a small tub of lard to be the Doctor, as opposed to Jodie Whittaker. Literally anything else would be out. And also the tub of lard could also go ahead and be the head writer and showrunner. Probably would do a better job. Probably would do a much better job. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.